Hi, my name is Abby Stom, and I'm a visual communications student here at MATC. And today I'm here to show you the process for dry mounting a logo or other printed media to a blackboard for presentation. As a graphic designer visual communications student, this is a very important process as most teachers require this type of presentation for projects. Also, it's important for a graphic designer in the professional field, as most bosses and clients would want to see your work this way when you're presenting it to them. It's really important to make sure you follow this process accurately, because your teachers will probably be paying very close attention to your work when you turn in your projects. And also, when you're in the professional field, your clients will depend on you to pay close attention to detail when you're showing them your projects. First, you're going to need to gather a few supplies. The first supply you're going to need is an 11 by 14 black presentation board, which you can find at the MATC bookstore or most craft stores. You can get it for less than $2 usually. Next, you'll need rubber cement. You're going to want to make sure that it's free of lumps and it's not too thick, or you won't be able to use it and it won't work as well. You're going to need an X-Acto knife. You want to make sure it has a sharp blade before you start, because that's very important. Next, you're going to need a straight edge ruler. Usually an 18-inch ruler is best, and you're going to want the metal with cork backing because it prevents slipping when you're working on your project. A self-healing cutting mat or other type of cutting surface. I'm going to use a piece of cardboard because I don't have a cutting mat, but it works just as well. A Graphics 360 or other type of tissue paper. This will be used for your tissue flap, and you're going to want to make sure that it's larger than your presentation board. You're going to need a rubber cement pickup. It's good for picking up excess rubber cement when you're working on finishing your project. A pencil to make lines on your presentation board. A kneaded eraser. You're going to want to make sure you use the kneaded kind of eraser, because other types of erasers will cause tearing on your blackboard and it won't look very good. And then you're going to need your logo or your other printed work that you will be mounting. Alright, once you have all the supplies, you're ready to begin the dry mounting process. So what you're going to do first is place your presentation board on a flat surface. I'm going to use this table. And then you're going to want to place your logo sheet on top of it and center it, leaving a little extra space at the bottom of the board. So your margins should be about an inch and a quarter to the left and to the right of the logo sheet, about an inch to an inch and 3/4 at the top, and about 1 3/4 inches to 2 inches at the bottom. And like I said, you want to leave a little bit more at the bottom than on the other sides. Alright, you're going to want to mark your margins using a straight edge and your pencil, and just measure out those dimensions that I said, and then just draw lines around it where your paper will go. And you're going to want to use your kneaded eraser to erase any extra lines that are in the margins, because those will show once you glue your sheet down. Alright, you're going to want to fill in the rectangle you just made using rubber cement and let it dry. You're going to let it dry because when you rubber cement the two pieces that you'll be gluing together and let them dry, then when you stick them together, they'll seal together better than if you didn't let it dry. So just fill that in using a thin, even coat. Alright, make sure you fill it in completely, and follow the lines as accurately as possible, but you can also use your rubber cement pickup when you're done to clean up the edges if you need to. Alright, and then you're going to take your logo sheet and you're going to cover the back of that with rubber cement as well in a thin, even coat. And if you're working on a surface that is not yours, or it's important to keep it clean, then you're going to want to use a sheet of paper underneath so that you don't get rubber cement on your work surface, because it might be hard to clean up. Alright, and then once you have that completely filled in, you let both of those dry. Alright, and then the next thing you're going to want to do is place your blackboard on a flat surface again, cement side up. Alright, and then you're going to want to take a blank sheet of paper, just a blank sheet of printer paper, 8.5 by 11 is fine, and you're going to want to set that on top of the rectangle of rubber cement you made on the blackboard, just like this. And then you're going to take your logo sheet, rubber cement side down, and line it up with the rectangle you made of rubber cement. And you do that by leaving a little bit showing under the white paper, and just line up the edge as close as possible. Just like that. You can see the pencil line at the top. And then what you want to do with the blank sheet is just pull it down slowly, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches each time, and then use your palms to rub the logo sheet to seal it to your blackboard. So you just pull it down a little bit and then rub with your palms out from the center to seal the logo sheet to the blackboard. And just keep doing that until your entire sheet is sealed to the blackboard. And then you can just pull the blank sheet out and it's sealed to the logo sheet. Alright, the next thing you're going to want to do is use your rubber cement pickup to remove any excess rubber cement that you have around the edges. Just use short little strokes, go in the same direction, don't rub back and forth because it might ruin the corners of your logo sheet. Alright, and then you can use a kneaded eraser to erase any pencil lines that you can still see on the blackboard. Alright, next we're going to do the tissue flap. The tissue flap is important because it protects your work, and you can just flip it over to look at the work when you need to, and then flip it back down when you're carrying it around or whatever to protect your artwork from getting ruined. Alright, and how you do the tissue flap is you lay your tissue paper on a flat surface, table works fine, and place the blackboard with your logo sheet on it face down on the flat surface. And then you're going to want to fold about 1.5 inches of your tissue paper over the top edge. Make sure it's the